Oh, yes, they do, don't they?
Oh, they do.
Milkshakes bring Tyrone to the yard. Because that's right. He's better than yours. Damn right.
Every single yard. I'll be in your front yard. No worries.
No, thank God you can't be. Thank God for isolation.
Oh, how you guys going?
Hello, Garry.
Happening, but that's all right. I'm laughing too, though.
Laughing at
Are you sure? You're laughing on the inside, Garry?
I'm good.
You good? What's been happening, guys? What's news?
The weather was nice today.
I was waiting for that.
I've actually been working, which is a bit of a shock to the system.
Have you?
Yeah. Oh, but I was saying to the guys yesterday, I pulled out of my driveway and my tyre went, got a flat tyre, ran over a screw.
Oh.
And that was the start of my day. And then all the tyre places are closed, so it was horrible. Bad day.
So what'd you do?
I ended up finding a tyre place that was open and put it in the other car, took it down, then I brought it back, put it on my car. Jack didn't work, blah, blah. Yeah, you know how you normally have trouble?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had all those troubles.
Hello, Max.
It was, and then I went to work, today. Hi, Max.
Lucky it wasn't raining.
Yeah.
That would have just really pissed you off even more.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
G'day, Alan.
At least no one would have seen you crying.
There's nothing worse than a flat tyre, though. I hate them.
There isn't. Did you feel deflated?
I felt flat.
Oh, here we go.
It started.
No.
So we got
Yeah, we've got an exciting show today. We've got lots of cool stuff happening.
Real people on it.
Yeah.
We've actually got a guest on today.
Karly Jewell. So her song was released. Was it yesterday? It was released.
Well, I don't know. We're going to find out when we get Karly Jewell on.
She'll tell us anyway. But we've got her clip coming up and a bit of a chat with her too. So it should be good. You boys are making Gary's hair get greyer. That's from Vito.
No, it's not us. That's a light.
That's COVID.
Hey, COVID.
Yeah, so we've got Karly Jewell and we've got Gary's top 10 double meaning songs.
Is it double meaning or double entendre or what is it?
Double meanings.
I don't know. Actually, it's yeah. If you put a video to a clip, the words in that clip mean something completely different. So I've changed the meanings of the clips by putting different video clips in with the original words.
This will be interesting.
Oh, this will be interesting. I don't get it.
You don't get it?
You'll get it.
You'll get it when you see it. So the very first
I actually haven't watched I haven't watched this week's one just specifically.
So it's double meanings, different meanings. So the original song, the video clip dictated what you thought about that song. What I've done is I put different video clips in. So yeah, I can't think of any examples.
Dictating. And then we've got Garry sent. World's Dirtiest Song. What's that all about?
Great, I love it. That's an old one. That was around in the 70s or something. I saw it at school, but you'll love it.
That's interesting.
That's what you should do first.
What, the World's Dirtiest Song?
Yeah, lighten everybody up.
Yeah, all right, I can do that. And then we've also got, you sent through a clip called Biff's Question Song, which is Biff Tannen from Back to the Future. The actor that played, what's the actor's name that played him?
Biff.
In the Back to the Future, Biff. So the guy that actually played Biff in Back to the Future released a parody about being in Back to the Future.
Yeah, what's his real name? Do you know what his name is?
Yeah, I do.
You know, if you were to say it, no one would know who he was anyway, and they just know him as Biff from Back to the Future.
Does anybody know Biff Tannen's real name from Back to the Future?
Yeah, no.
But someone's going to go and Google it.
Okay, someone Google it. Now, the other thing that we've got too, there was a post that popped up that I was scrolling through the internet and saw. So we're going to bring a picture up and see, will this possibly be the future of live music? So this is going to be an interesting one for everyone when we bring that up later on in the show. How we view what the, what the future of live music will actually be.
Yeah, what it holds for us.
Yes. So
Garry sounding tired.
Oh, poor baby bear.
Last night. That tires you out.
Hello to everyone that's joined us, by the way.
Yes, hello to everyone. For everyone that has joined us, now we've got you early. Don't forget we've got our what do we got? We've got our GoFundMe page still going, and please make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to our Facebook channel, YouTube channel, whatever channel's going. Just start clicking buttons on the on the link. So if you decide that you're going to switch off during anything, just click the share button, click the like button. That's all you have to do.
Hit and hope.
Hit help.
All right, well, I'm going to start off with the world's dirtiest song.
Hold on, I'm going to start my phone first. Just wait, so I can hear it as well.
I'll wait for you to start.
So I can't hear anything if I don't do that. All right, go.
Okay, let me just get rid of the ads and...
Oh, come on.
Oh, shut up.
Who?
There was an old farmer who lived by a rock. He sat in the meadow shaking his fist at some boys who were down by the creek. Their feet in the water, their hands on their marbles and playthings. And in days of yore, there came a young lady. She looked like a pretty young creature. She sat on the grass. She pulled up her dresses and showed us her ruffles and laces and white fluffy dot whack. She said she was learning a new way to bring up her children and learn them to knit. While the boys in the barnyard were shoveling refuse and litter from yesterday's hunt. While the girl in the meadow was rubbing her eyes at the fellows, as girls sometimes do, to make it quite clear that she wanted to go for a nice pleasant stroll on the grass. Then hurry back home for a nice piece of ice cream and cake that stood 3 layers tall. And after dessert she was ready to go for another walk down by the dock with any young man with a sizable roll of 100s and a big bulge up front. If he'd ask politely, she'd show him her little pet dog who was subject to fits. Then maybe she'd let him grab hold of her small tender hands with a movement so quick. Then she'd bend on over and suck on his soda so sweetly till she finished it. Then pull down her panties to rub on her hip that she bruised when she ran down the halls. 'Cause he tried to force her to lick on his candy so tasty made of butterscotch. And then he spread whipped cream all over her cookies that she had been baking all night. If you think this is dirty, you're fucking well right.
Wow.
I haven't heard that for years.
That's from the 70s, I reckon. That's old.
Where actually, Belinda says, where did you find that? Where did you find that?
I was I looked through about 300 clips to find clips to do my top 10, and I just found that in amongst them. That's like the Biff one.
Yeah,
What's his name?
cool.
Somebody said his name was
Thomas F.
Tom
Wilson.
Thomas F. Wilson played
Yeah.
Biff. Oh, he was in that other movie.
Back to the Future 2.
Back to the Future 2.
Back to the Future 2 and 3.
That's all he was
And he
in.
played that other guy, Biff. Old Biff and new Biff with his almanac.
There's no delay here.
Hey?
No delay here. Hello, Sherry. Hello, Belinda. Hello, Alan. Hello, Heather. Who else? Everybody else. Catherine. The what's her name? The new name? Catherine?
Who?
The influenza.
Oh,
Catherine?
Your
Yeah,
mum.
the influenza.
influenza,
Yeah.
yeah. All right, so we've got what you were saying, George, that this could be the future of music.
Now, I want to bring this up a bit later because I reckon this is going to be a discussion and a half.
Okay. All right, well, let's leave that to a bit later
Because
then.
we've got about 5 minutes, I reckon, before. Actually, unless we'll bring Karly on now. Maybe we'll play her clip first
Yep, all right.
or play it after.
No, we'll play
What do you
it
reckon?
first.
All right,
We'll
we'll bring her
play-
in while
play
we're
it
playing the
first,
clip
and
because we
then,
can do this with the magic of the internet.
Yeah. It's easy for some.
Sort of. What's going to happen? We're going to end up with triplets of each other.
All right, so this is called Sawdust. So with Karly Jewell.
Let the record play to the last song. Let your river flow where your eyes start. it's not all lost. Maybe it's all meant for us. Underneath the sky where the stars fall, where my wishes dance in the unknown. Maybe I'll learn to keep them. Maybe I'll turn to the letting go, showing scars that only you have learned to heal. Take the mess and make the masterpiece. Maybe it's all sawdust. Maybe it's all said and done. Maybe it's not all dust. Maybe it's all meant for us. As the smoke inside the armory, the air is dry, my fingers still. The taste of this won't die until I let it die with me. Maybe it's all sort of. Maybe it's all said and done. Maybe it's not all lost. Maybe it's all meant for us. Maybe it's all sort of. Maybe it's all said and done. Maybe it's not all lost. Maybe it's all meant for us. Let the record play to the last song.
Yay!
Yeah. That was
How good's
awesome.
that? Hello, Karly.
Hi.
Now, everyone watching at home, this is Karly Jewell. Karly's been performing since she was about 5 years old after she picked up her grandfather's guitar. Is that true?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's when it started.
So obviously at 5 your grandfather gave you a guitar. And did he teach you, or who taught you, or you taught yourself?
Yeah, no, he taught me. He showed me a few basic chords and said to me, look, if you learn these chords, you'll be able to play anything. So he said, whether it's country or whatever, I think he was hinting at country because, he's a country artist, he was. And yeah, so I just learnt like a few chords and he gave me a book and yeah, we like growing up, he had his, a studio at home. So I was always in there with him and it started, I was about 3 years old, he used to play guitar and I'd always stand in front of him and, play the strings and yeah, so that's how it started. And then I got my first guitar when I was at 5 and he kind of gave it to me like a diary, showing me that music, is a way to express yourself. And I always wanted to write songs, like he was a songwriter, so I was really inspired to do that.
Now, obviously coming from being a kid to being an adult now, you obviously grew up in Mildura. So is there a big difference in playing small town Mildura to then coming to, say, Melbourne? And then obviously you and Tyrone got something that you both played in LA together. I think you played at Where'd you play? The Viper Room?
I played in
Tyrone?
the Viper Room, yeah.
Yeah, and Karly's played at the Viper Room.
Yeah,
as
I
well.
played there as well. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
So
great little spot there.
was there a big was it a big step coming, or was it a scary step going from Mildura down to Melbourne to pursue your dream?
Well, I never had a band in Mildura. I couldn't really find anyone to start music with anyway. And originally I was moving to Adelaide, so that's where I was going to start it, but I ended up back at home. And then, yeah, there wasn't really a music scene in Mildura. Like, there was a few, like, cover bands, duets that always played. And a lot of people used to say, oh, just, you know, do a cover gig or something. And I was like, no, like, I write my own songs. Like, you know, I do covers, but, you know, I had this passion to write my own songs. So I never really started playing in Mildura because there wasn't really a lot there. Since then, you know, it's grown heaps, and now there is a music scene there before coronavirus. So I was going back home to play, like, when I released the album. We didn't do an album launch the day of the album. We actually waited a couple of weeks afterwards because I wanted to be able to go home. Like, that's where I was from, and, you know, everyone at home really supported me. And, you know, I left a small town. I actually grew up in Wentworth, which is just outside of Mildura, so it's a little town, you know, on the two rivers, and there's really nothing there, a couple of shops. You know, so I was like a bush kid. So to come from that and have that support and, you know, go to LA and follow a dream over there and continue playing there for like years after years, until we, you know, build a solid music family over there. I kind of owed that to go home and play there and be with those guys for such a big moment. So yeah, I mean, now the music scene's, you know, really good in Mildura, and lots of bands travel home to play. And but yeah, I mean, it's probably a little bit different, like smaller, you know, town. But yeah, I don't know. It's good to go home and play. But yeah, Melbourne was thriving. You know, like we were so busy all the time, and yeah.
And then obviously 2014 from Melbourne, you ended up, I don't know if anyone knows this, but you ended up in being awarded or nominated for upcoming rock band and attended the Vegas Rock Magazine Awards in 2014. How was that?
Yeah, that blew my mind. Like, you know, being a small town country kid and like never thinking you'd go to Vegas. And I was working with a producer that I still work with on certain tracks, Claudio, and yeah, we were nominated for an up-and-coming rock band in Hollywood, LA, that kind of area, because we were working over there, and that's where we were doing a lot of shows and you know, really basing ourselves over there with releasing music and touring. So, you know, when he messaged and said, Karly, like, you know, we've got a red carpet event, and I was like, oh yeah, where? Like, you know, and he's like, oh, we're going to Vegas, and I was like, what?
You think he was going to say we're going back to Mildura?
Yeah, so it was crazy. Like, I was so excited because John 5 was going to be there playing guitar, and he's my favorite guitarist. Like, I'm in my music room at home right now, and you know, I have all his guitars, and you know, like my bookshelf and stuff's all covered in John 5 and signed things and photos, and you know, I'm a massive Manson fan, so that's where I first discovered him. You know, so he was there, and I mean, some of the biggest rock stars in the world. So you know, I got there, and I was just like, I couldn't believe it. Like, you know, to go to a big event anyway is really exciting when your idols are there. But
it's a dream come true, isn't it?
I was sitting next to Dave and Claudio, and Claudio's like, are you gonna, like, you know, film Karly when they say your name? Like, you know, it's a big moment for you. And I said, no, my phone's almost flat. I was like, I just want to film when John 5 comes out, you know.
Ultimate fangirl. That's grouse.
Yeah, and it was so crazy for me because Nicolas Cage's son, Weston Cage, has his own kind of genre, like dark metal, you know, and he was there, and he actually won like the award for the best upcoming like new genre. So he performed, and you know, like his dad was sitting in front, Nicolas Cage, and when John 5 started to play and they all came up, because I'm so short, I went and stood up the front. And behind me was Nicolas Cage, and he was kind of like, like, move, get out of my road, like, I'm trying to watch. And I was like, man, you come to these events all the time. I'm like, no. I was like, you move. And then afterwards, we went back to like the after party, and he was there, and he was really nice. So I didn't make him too angry, but yeah, we met so many great artists, and I was so thankful to be able to do that.
Now, obviously, we've just played your new song. Can you tell us a bit how it came about?
Well, I actually I've been a big fan actually of Jack the Bear. So as we all know, he's a mastering engineer, and he was a guest at a Squad Sunday that was held, and it's a group of musicians that get together, and they just talk music and what they're doing, and they'll have guest people come down. And so I went because I wanted to be there and listen to what Jack had to say about like his industry and how he started. And I've been following this guy for ages, and so we went there, and it was basically all sound engineers, and I was like, I have no idea what I would do here, but I'm going anyway. And there was another songwriter there, so we got there, and Jack was sitting there, and I was sitting there, and everyone kind of knew each other already, so they were talking, and Jack and I were kind of like, well, we don't know anyone, and we were like, hi, that kind of thing. You want to eat some pizza? And he was a songwriter, and he was over here from Italy, working with all the musicians that he found here in Melbourne to create a number of tracks. And so I heard his story, and we're talking about music, and then we really stayed in contact. We just kind of had that connection with music. And it was probably like a few months later, he said to me, I've got a couple of tracks that I would like you to write on. And so he sent over some tracks, and it was just acoustic guitar, and so there were 3. And so the first one he sent me was actually what would become Sawdust, and he said, I want to call this song Sawdust. I said, okay. And so I listened to them, and that one really stood out to me, and I said, look, I'll pick the first track you sent because there was a connection there with the music, and if I picked one of the other songs and didn't have that connection, I'm not really being true to myself as a writer. And so we picked that track to work on, and I think that was on the Monday, and then the Friday we met at a studio. He had his guitar, and we wrote Sawdust, and then the following week we went and recorded it.
You just answered every single question I was about to ask you then. Like, how long did it take to do it? That's grouse.
And make sure I know everything we're going to talk about.
It's great. It's a great song. You got some really good comments coming through there as well. So raw, passionate, and emotional. Someone says, great clip, great song, great harmonies.
It had been a dream of mine. It was something I'd been working on, and I started writing songs, I'd say, teenage years. And when I was 16, I think I'd written my first official song, and it was just absolute shit. I didn't like it, but it was my first song, and I took it to Pop, and I said, what do you think? And he said, he liked it. He's like, but you've got to get a good hook in there. So that was my main thing, to work on the hook of a song and how to really tell a story. And, I absolutely admired him, and, looked up to him my whole life. And, that journey of a songwriter and that connection, was something so special. And it was kind of a dream of mine to be like him, And so everything he taught me, when Jack had first sent me that song, my pop was the first person I called, and I said, I'm coming home, I got to talk to you, I'm really doing it. I've been offered to, write my first song, and we were so excited because I was like, I'm going to be an official songwriter for other artists, just like he was. Even though I write songs with the band, but you know what I mean, for another artist. And so, I said, Jack wants so many things in this song, so, it really connects with so many things. It was very emotional, and it was a big journey behind like what we were writing about. And I said, I've got all these elements to bring in to tell a story. And he said, oh, you'll be fine, just listen and be true. And so, that song was actually the last song he got to hear that I'd had an opportunity to work on. And So when we released it the other day, it was actually really sad. It was probably my saddest release. I don't think I've ever cried so much, just because, you know, he would obviously be there to share, but you know, it was kind of like everything he taught me, and, you know, with him passing away, it was like I didn't realize I'd be taking that journey alone eventually, and it kind of just had happened, and you know, it was kind of like that, my time to take the journey from here, you know. So it was really special and amazing to be able to do that, and, you know,
it's one of the hardest things you can do, but yet one of the most fulfilling things you can do.
Yeah, definitely.
It was
not only as an artist but as a person as well.
Yeah, and when Jack and I were listening to the mixes and stuff, he was like, "Karly, I'm crying. I keep crying." I said, "I know." I said, "There's just so much." You know, we really, you know, I won't tell you what we discussed, what we were going to write about, but we wanted it to really connect with people, and, you know, we just looked at so many elements and you know, how to tell a story, you know, with really beautiful music that Jack arranged behind it.
Awesome. Now, Karly, thank you very, very much for coming on, and obviously thank you for sharing Sawdust with us. Now, I've actually just put a link across all the pages for Karly Jewell's Facebook page. Obviously, jump through that, jump onto the rest of her socials. I know that there's a whole stack of stuff on Triple J Unearthed, sorry. There's also a bunch of stuff on, you've got a whole heap of music on Spotify. What else? Sell us.
Yep.
Tell us where to find you.
You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook. Yes, we are on Twitter. I don't really use that much, but anyway, it's there. YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube channel. I have to work on that a bit more. Spotify, what else? We've got Bandcamp as well.
SoundCloud.
The website's up. It's all there.
Is Phoenix the album name? Karly, what's your album name?
Phoenix.
Phoenix, yeah.
Phoenix.
So look out for Phoenix as well.
Awesome.
Yeah,
So
That
thank you very, very much.
selling, was it? I didn't even say my album name.
You did well. No, you did well.
You did well. Well, if anyone wants to know what her album name is, you're going to have to jump onto all of her socials to find that out. See? That's how you do that.
I've seen this lady play live at, I think it was Strathmore Bowls Club with Come to Country or something. It was somewhere. And she's amazing. So go and see her when she gets back out of COVID.
Yes.
Live music.
And even while you're in COVID, just look her up. Some awesome music. We've been playing a fair bit of it since we started this back in March.
March,
So
well,
we've got lots of requests for your music.
I know. Yeah. Thank you for that. That was awesome.
Awesome. Thank you, Karly. What we're going to do, we're going to play a little bit of Sawdust again just to refresh everyone's memories. Did you know that I was about to do that, Tyrone?
No, I had no idea, no.
No, but you do now. And so we're going to play a little bit of Sawdust again, and then we'll be back in with Garry's. What's your thing this week, Garry?
No idea.
Top 10 double meaning.
Top 10 something.
Yeah.
Top 10 double entendres.
That's it.
Thanks, Karly.
Thanks, Karly.
Thanks so much for having me.
Take care.
All right, awesome, Karly. I'll
Yep.
I'll
Let us sail through the snow. You're letting off the weight that you don't want. What about the moments you don't wanna feel? About the pain that you don't wanna keep. Maybe it's so dust.
Maybe it's all said and done.
Maybe it's not.
Yay!
All right.
That's enough.
Thanks, Garry.
Thanks, Garry.
That was really good.
She's
How
awesome.
good's that?
She's got some great stories too, eh?
Yeah.
I mixed for her once and she blew me away.
Yeah.
She's brilliant, but every time we've played any of her stuff, it's been absolutely fantastic.
All their stuff is produced really well, and it's been promoted really well too, because it's just like, it looks really good.
nicest people. She's down to earth.
Yep.
She's a
Now,
champion.
Garry,
Yes, dear.
tell us about this week's double entendre.
A double entendre. I got no idea how to describe it. It's called double meanings or something like that, dual meanings. So I got clips. I looked at 200 clips and I thought I could put something over that to make that a completely different story. That's pretty much it. There is one clip right at the very end, which I made in 2013. And I thought I'll use that as well for an ending. So
Awesome.
Sure, that might use Richie.
17 years ago, I made this last clip. But put it on and leave us on so we can talk over it and just make fun of myself.
Okay, no worries. All right, well, this is Gary's top 10 double meaning songs.
I've got no idea.
What's a double entendre?
I just can't sing it without you.
Clip, we'll explain it. Now does it make sense? Double meanings. What's she standing on? Look at him walk. This is a bit soft.
Well, the last one wasn't.
Bite my tongue. Toilet paper. It's all about toilet paper.
I just can't get it.
Calm down.
that's in a Coles as well.
It is. It's local. This is boring. Boring.
That's Star Wars.
I ran out of songs, all right?
Silence.
Darkness, my old friend.
Daddy.
Luke.
You gotta get bored of it. Heartbreak Hotel. Bridges.
Oh, that's terrible.
Look at that.
Security, please wear face masks.
That'll help.
Love you, love, cause you thought it was funny.
This is my favorite.
You came along and boom, man, honey. I changed your mind. Love's just fine. Oh, goodness gracious, great balls of fire. Kiss me, baby.
Such a good dancer.
And you're not authorised by the Australian government to even question me about it.
Karen.
Brick in the wall.
Then that's discrimination.
Karen put a mask.
For discriminating against me as a
What happened
See?
Cheech and Chong. Remember Cheech and Chong?
Cheech and Chong.
I love it. Where are we, got no breath in that car.
Yeah, have a Wednesday.
Mate, that's one of the best compression sessions ever. Wow, man.
So this clip I made in 2013 for a guy that used to work with me. I actually filmed him playing golf and I thought, I'll make you look funny. This is actually a friend of mine.
He swings about right too. You're very creative, Garry. I'll give you that. That's brilliant. Oh, you got to give yourself a round of applause for that. That was so well done, Gary.
Favorite one?
That's enough.
What's your favorite one?
I like Great Balls of Fire.
No, Mr. Bean for me. It's got to be the
Yeah,
Mr.
I like the
Bean.
Mr. Bean one.
Oh,
Well, that was boring until I put Mr. Bean in it. I thought I had to do something
Karen
else.
in her mask.
Karen. Got to be careful with Karen. She'll probably sue us. All views expressed are my personal view, not Musicland's. Sue me, I don't care. I got nothing.
oh, that was great.
I don't think Karen's got a leg to stand on.
Well,
Or a
she's just
mask.
got to wear a mask. As simple as that.
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh, that was brilliant. Now,
You were so talented, Gary. That's to make up for calling you mean last night.
That was music. Open mic last night was a bit of a slog for me.
why?
You remember Andy? Everybody knows Andy. He used to sing My Way, and I used to do bird sounds while he was singing.
Yes, and he
animal
used
sounds.
to help him with his dance routine.
I used to help him with his dance routine. He's got autism.
Kiss.
He's got everything. He's got a million things wrong with him, which is no issue. He's a beautiful man, but he rang me at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock because he wanted to join in on Zoom. And teaching somebody who's computer illiterate how to get in on Zoom was not easy. And then he actually fell asleep in his bed on camera
Oh,
with his tongue hanging out snoring while we were on Zoom.
it's a bit awkward.
It was bloody ass. He had his tongue hanging out.
Oh, shit.
Now, I'm going to bring up that topic again. I've got a picture to show.
Oh, have a look at this, Gary.
I'm looking.
Where are you going to stick it?
I'm going to put it right in the
Yeah.
middle. Nice and
I
big for
saw
everyone
that
to see.
today.
What are your
Have a
thoughts
look
on
at that.
Yeah.
Do you think that's the future of the live music industry?
Nah.
I don't think it is. I think it's just to get by.
Let's see how far back the people are. You mentioned that to me today.
Yeah, well, I mean, like you're probably about, what, a good 300-400 metres back there,
Oh,
and
yeah.
you can barely see the band.
The only good thing is, all joking aside, right?
Yeah.
They've made it up like such a really cool setting. All you need there is a couple bottles of scotch, a couple bottles of wine. I mean, it'd be nice if it was in the middle of summer and it'd be about a 25, 26 degree, no wind night, listening to someone like, I don't know, Elton John or Michael Bublé or something out there, just smashed.
Yeah. So now the post that where I found this actually has a caption with it. So I'll read it out. It says the UK's first socially distanced gig happened in Newcastle last night. 500 separate raised metal platforms, each accommodating for up to 5 people from the same family/household. Hand sanitizer station and mini fridge included.
Oh, and mini fridge.
Yeah.
It's a bucket. I can see it at the front. A bucket with ice in it.
Oh,
Yeah,
close
but that wouldn't
enough.
work in Australia. That would not, because you'd be able to fry eggs on them in the middle of summer. You'd be sitting on that cooking.
Yeah, true.
Not in daytime. It wouldn't work.
No, you'd cook on the outside and cold in the inside.
You'd
So-
be sitting in there getting cooked by a metal floor in the middle of summer with no shade.
Oh, well, if you had the option to either not go and see live music or to go with those restrictions, what would you do? Would you go?
You think of all the concerts we used to go to, Hanging Rock and places like that, where you can wander around, be up the front,
Well, I mean,
crawl
that's
over people, getting bites.
that's half the fun of going to a concert, though, isn't it? Like
The mosh pit.
the
The mosh
atmosphere,
pit.
the people and stuff.
Yeah, and wandering around.
But do you think that that'd work as an interim?
Need an umbrella. Keep
I
the
don't know,
rain and the
it-
sun off.
Does it makes you wonder though? Like, would your tickets be more expensive though because of all the setup and stuff they got to do?
Probably. Wouldn't you just go in your car, like a drive-in arrangement?
Yeah, but in a car, you've got your windows down or whatever the case is. You're not going to get the proper sound from the stage because you've got a windscreen in front of you.
Yeah.
Well, what are you going to do? Oh, like one of those silent discos where you walk around with headphones on.
Yeah.
May as well
Also-
listen to the radio. Oh, this song's shit. I'm going to change a channel halfway through while the live band's playing.
So I think all those little stages are 1.5 apart from each other,
Yep.
right? So how many do you think you'd need to get, say, 100,000 people in there.
I'm just calculating for each of those stages. When you do the Australian version, the Australian version would be 35.
It's only 2,500 people.
Yeah, but the Australian version would be 35 milk crates per group of 5 people.
Plus the Besser blocks.
Plus that would be 17,000 milk crates we need.
As long as you can swing your arms and not hit anyone, you're right.
Sit on the
Mum,
tailgate.
would it be cost effective? No.
No, it wouldn't.
It's something, but sit on the tailgate. Yeah, but that's if you've got a tailgate, Heather. I'd rather pay and see my favourite bands than not see. True.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's an interesting one though. Like we worked out today, where I know the last few weeks Dad's been working out where we need to sit everyone for the next few stages. So once we come back, whether it be 20 people, 50 people, 100 people, and
It's going to have to make the stage smaller now to fit more people in.
It's very interesting though. I mean,
Sorry, Mick.
it just makes you wonder too, like who suffers, like if does the band suffer, for example, getting paid because there's not as many patrons there.
But you can still dance on those platforms. But yeah, at Musicland, you won't be able to dance. You'll have to stay seated, or dance around your table.
no, you've got to stay seated, and it has to be table service. There's not allowed. Last thing was that it had to be table service. There was no walking to the bar at all.
That's right, because we did a couple of open mics in that environment. Yeah.
Yep.
It was not the same.
No.
Need more large screens. All right. Well, what would you guys prefer if you were to have an online concert where you could sit at home on your big screen, or going to that?
Online concerts don't work. There's so much stuff on at the moment.
There's nothing on at the moment.
Well,
That's the problem.
I'm seeing heaps of live streams from people like Jimmy Barnes and people like that, and all the old favourites are still streaming everywhere. And there's a lot of band streaming.
No, but I'm talking like proper band streaming like we were doing prior.
That's a difference. That's where you guys killed it with live streaming. Your live streaming was actually seeing a band on stage, as opposed to every other live stream that's just a replay of something that has been overproduced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You saying all of our stuff's been overproduced, Garry?
No, I'm saying your stuff is underproduced. Which
Our
makes
stuff's
it,
not. Our stuff's underproduced.
You can't get out of this, Garry.
Are you calling us shit, Garry?
your stuff is what it should be. Seeing people, warts and all, on stage doing their shit.
Yeah, but
Who had
live.
warts?
That's
They should
the
get
best
that
thing.
checked.
The audio quality and the video quality is brilliant. You can't control what the musos do on stage, and that's the difference between you guys and every other performance that's on live now. They're all overproduced. Like there's no mistakes, no raw stuff.
No.
They're all edited.
Yeah.
So would you watch that format, or would you prefer go? Oh, you know what? I know this sounds thing, but I'd rather go and see that on one of those little platforms just for the fact of being outside. Like to give it to the extent we've got Father's Day coming up soon, correct?
Yep.
So my wife asked me, she goes, "What do you want for Father's Day?" And my answer was freedom.
It's a good answer.
True.
Yeah.
Freedom. Go to the pub. Go on a holiday.
Well, I don't think you're going to be getting it though.
Hey?
I don't think you're going to be getting it.
No.
I'm taking my caravan. I'm going to
Can
Queensland.
ask for it.
So Belinda says, sorry, live music if able to, 100% because she misses it.
Yep. I'd agree with that.
Well, it
sorry.
depends-
Talking about live music on Tuesday night, we've actually got Dave from In Excessive coming on.
Oh, yeah, that'd be good. Have a
Yes.
bit of a chat with him. Maybe we
I'll
can
announce,
play.
I'll announce next week. We've got heaps of stuff happening next week.
Yeah. we
Haven't
can. Samantha says, I went to a wine bar with live music prior to lockdown, excuse me, with table service, and it was depressing that you couldn't get up and dance. It was like Footloose, no dancing.
Yeah, it's like a Christian movie.
Yeah. That's what I said. It's going to be one of the hardest things playing in like a heavy rock band. Imagine going to see AC/DC tribute band. So go out and see the brilliant band like Thunderstruck or Whole Lotta Rosie or one of them, and being told to sit down.
Yeah, no way.
You'd
What
have
would
to,
you have said before COVID if that happened?
Can I be in charge of catering for that? I'll put everybody in 3-piece uniform serving waiter table service while the rock band's on.
Excuse me, sir. Would you like any crepe upon?
Yeah, some caviar shepherd.
This is brilliant. This is a brilliant year. This is a 1976 red wine. It's got lovely pumpkin hues. They be sent through your nostrils. Because it's very peppery aftertaste.
When the venue opens back up, we're going to put you behind the bar doing that.
George is going crazy.
Oh, it's been like that all day.
Went to the pub with no band and no table service to watch the footy. It was weird.
The footy is weird at the moment. I can't watch it.
Stayed home then.
Hey, when the footy season's over, do you reckon all those players will come back to Victoria where they can't do anything, or they'll stay up there in Queensland? I'd be staying in Queensland.
I reckon they're going to be staying in Queensland. That's why they took their families with them.
Yeah, they'll be living up there.
Who knows?
Does anyone own a house that need to be transferred over to my name just for a few weeks?
In Queensland.
Somewhere where you can park your boat too, right?
Well, that's what I'm trying to get.
Yeah, my little rubber boat. I'll go and buy a boat from Kmart.
That's why I'm getting friendly with Terry and Chandler. They're in Queensland.
I'm going to buy you one of those big giant rubber duckies that you can sit in.
Terry on
Biff. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, did I mention Biff? I just remembered Biff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Back to the Future. That's what we need to go.
Biff. That's where we need to go, Biff.
Yeah, I've got that queued up. I've just got to wait for these ads to stop. Just give me 1 sec.
If you pay our rent.
All right.
You got to pay our rent.
No.
I'm happy to do that. Go up to Queensland.
Here's Biff.
2 weeks.
People that I like to meet, they shake my hand and never ask my name, and they start asking questions that are always the same. Hey, what's Michael J. Fox like? He's nice. What's Michael J. Fox like? Nice guy. What's Michael J. Fox like? He's an alien. Stop asking me the question. I went to the bar mitzvah of my nephew Josh. Now I'm not Jewish, but I like to nosh. Put on my yarmulke, started to pray, when the rabbi leaned over and I heard him say, hey, was that real manure? No, it wasn't. Was that real manure? No. Was that real manure? It's a movie. Stop asking me the question. Can we take your picture? Come on, look mean. Would you call my friend a butthead on his answering machine? Hey, questions, just fill my head. I went to my doctor said, hey, what does a key grip do? Set up lights. What does the best boy do? Help the key grip. What does a producer do? I don't know. Stop asking me the question. Do you all hang out together? No, we don't. How's Crispin Glover? Never talk to him. Back to the Future 4. Not happening. Stop asking me the question. Hey, who's the nicest famous guy you know? Adam Sandler. Who is the biggest jerk? Gary Busey. How much money do you make? More than you do. So stop asking me the question. Thanks a lot, everybody. Thanks for coming out. God bless. Good night.
That was cool.
That's awesome.
Something different. That's something different.
Stop asking me the same question, Gary.
Which one was your favourite Back to the Future movie?
Yeah.
Number
is it
2
going to be a favourite
for me?
Back to the Future 4?
No.
There is.
No, there's not.
Oh. Why not?
Didn't you just hear him? He said there's not.
Can't talk anymore.
Oh, no, I couldn't hear anything. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sherry Moore, meh.
Meh.
Oh, come on, Sherry.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know. What's your favourite movie?
Number 2.
2?
Yeah.
Which one was that? I don't know. The one with...
When they go forward in time. With the Almanac.
With the Almanac. That's a good one. With Biff.
With the originals. That's Crocodile Dundee. The best one was the first one.
Yeah, and then the second one was
Second
just
one was
they should
crap.
have done it.
And now he's done a third one, the story of Crocodile Dundee, which is... Has anybody seen it? I reckon it'd be stupid.
No, I've got it actually lined up to watch. I thought I'll give it a crack.
They're just milking it.
Now, Alan Cartwright actually just sent us the clip for the tribute to Don Martin from My Sex. So Don Martin obviously, unfortunately passed away at the start of this week. So we might try and play that on Tuesday night.
Yeah, okay, that's a good idea.
All right, so I'll send that across, Alan. So yeah, we'll play. It's something that Alan's put together himself in regards to that. Now, what do we got? What are we up to?
That's I don't know. What are we up to? We've
Is
run
that
out
it?
again. Yeah.
Oh, that's all right. We've done good.
That's all the clips. We got through all the
I was
clips.
just wrapped that we had Karly on today.
Yeah, that was good. Highly suggest you go and check out our stuff too. I've had a good look during the day today too, and it's really good stuff. So check it out.
What do you got planned for the rest of the weekend, Garry?
I'm working, and then I'm cleaning out my garage, my factory. Nothing. I was wanting to go to a pub. I want a beer. I want to go and see Eileen.
It's exactly what we were talking about before. It's because no one's actually doing anything. We've got nothing to talk about. There's nothing.
No one's got anything to talk. I've actually almost stopped looking at Facebook because it's all just the same shit that's going on and on again that everyone talks about. COVID this, COVID that.
Yeah.
And the weather.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much.
I'm
sick of
going
it
for
as well.
walks. That's all you do. Go for walks, hang around the house. Yeah. Everybody's going. You notice the streets are packed with people walking now. Like everywhere you go, there's people everywhere because it's all they can do.
There was no one up and down Sydney Road today when I was packing all the stuff for customers because I had a lot of stuff to be sent out that had been sold online. At musiclandshop.com.au. And there wasn't many people walking up and down Sydney Road.
Well, trains and trams are at 10% capacity compared to normal. So that gives you an idea of how many people are missing, which that relates to about 50% cars.
Hey, if you were on the train and there was one other person in the first carriage, would you go up and just sit next to them to make it feel like normal?
Just give him a pat in the head.
Just walk up to him and go, hello.
Got a dollar. I need a mask.
Heather Scott, she's going to a gig tomorrow to watch Chandler play. Get stuffed, Heather.
Yeah, good for you, Heather.
Yeah, we don't care.
Yeah, that's awesome. You go there with your warm weather and
gigs
sunshine.
And
it's
sunshine
funny.
And beer in glasses and
the cars on the road. Like there's a big decrease in the amount of cars on the road, but for the situation, I'm actually still surprised at how many people are out driving around.
Yeah, but there's no peak hour anymore. That's the other thing. Like,
well,
the same amount of cars are at 1 o'clock as there is at 4 o'clock and 5 o'clock.
It's at 6 a.m. There's a shitload of cars because all the tradies and stuff are going to work, but it dies down by about 9 o'clock ish. But still, I mean, for what's going on, the amount of cars out there is crazy.
what was that? We could talk about your beard, George. No. I'm liking my homeless look. I said that I wasn't going to shave it off before the end of COVID, but it's actually starting to annoy me now. So I don't know.
Hello,
if I shave
like
it, it's got to be for a reason.
Well, can I get two things from people?
What?
Yep.
I need a subject for next week. Top 10. I'm struggling.
Yes.
Top 10 something. Chuck them on. Just even if you put them on later on the messenger, please. I'll think of something, but hey.
What's a good topic for next week? Come on.
Please. No.
Police chopper out now might be checking. Oh, yeah? Well, it's past 8 o'clock.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you take your bins out at like 8:05?
Me?
Feel risky?
I don't have.
Taking them out at 8:01? Hey?
I don't have to worry about bins.
Why? You just chuck all your shit out the window?
No.
left on the floor.
No, just because of where I live. It's all taken care of by the corporate.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah, so I don't have to worry about it.
Songs Karen will love.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
Songs about Karen. No.
Why?
Well, we've done one.
We did one.
And I thought I was
like
pushing
that.
it with that because you never know what people are like.
What about songs that inspire you? No?
I was going to get...
That's really Garry, that one. Songs that inspire Garry.
Inspire me. Yeah, taking the
Wayne
bin.
Dallas reckons Days of Our Lives. Or is he
I'll
just
come up
saying
with
Days
something.
of Our Lives?
I'll come up with something. But if you've got suggestions, please help me. Songs Karen will love. Yeah, the other thing I was going to put a video of all the people that have donated to the GoFundMe page, so we can scroll it next to Tyrone. I've almost done it. So if you want to get your name on a video for next Thursday, go and donate to the page. I'll add you onto my list of people that are going to scroll through with Tyrone.
Yep, awesome.
And if you do donate $10, you could win an esky.
And when is that going off again?
Well, George said when it gets to 20, when it gets to the target.
Oh, when we hit the target? Yeah, okay. That's a great idea.
What's that, George?
Every
It's
time.
a lip jacket. It's a lipstick sealer.
Oh,
Every time we talk about this, you pull out something different.
yeah. Well, there's $600 worth of stuff in there from Chemist Warehouse in Sunbury.
No, I've still got the goat shit pellets.
What else, guy? Is there any man stuff in there?
Yes. Oh, that there,
Right.
the Invictus.
Invictus.
That's actually a really nice
Aftershave.
aftershave. And this one's for the ladies. The ladies. Lady Millions. That's really, really good. The men's version of that's excellent. And the only reason I know that is because I knocked my sons off.
Yeah.
There's a hacky sack.
Hacky sack.
You two keep going.
I was going to say, I think it's getting
that
to that time of
apparently
night.
was donated by Chemist Warehouse in Sunbury, courtesy of Cliff, my mate, and his wife. And it's worth $600. And if you donate just as little as $5, $10, you're in the draw to win it in the next week or so if we get to our target.
And with a bunch of Musicland gear, to go with it.
Musicland merchandise.
Here's
Here we go. We better do the Here you go. We better do the
Shop online, pick up in store.
Chemist Warehouse.
We've got
And if anybody from Crown Lager, probably sponsored by Crown Lager.
No, it's not sponsored by Crown Lager.
I was going to say, you need a sound effect for that. It's this day in 1984 was James Morrison's birthday.
Was it?
Yeah.
Happy
Didn't you know
birthday,
that?
James.
Who else was born today?
Jimbo. Hey?
Yeah.
I read 2 people were born today, and I can't remember either of them.
I'm sure there's more than 2.
Jeff Beck?
No, was he born this day?
No, he played with Fleetwood Mac.
There's Michael Bradley, Mark Nevin, Danny
Mac.
Bonaduce,
One-hit wonders.
Virgil Sharkey.
What's his name?
I don't know.
Donny,
He's going to have a deuce.
what was the guy from the Partridge Family? He was one of them. What was his name?
Yeah, that's him. That's his name. Danny Bonaduce.
I just wanted you to say it
I don't know.
again.
I don't know how to say it.
Bonaducci.
Danny Bonaducci.
That's the one. Well,
The
that
redheaded kid.
was back in the 1970s. I wasn't even around.
Jeez, you're young. Songs to break out to. Artists that passed away this year.
Here you go. In 2019, on this day, guitarist Les Paul died in hospital in White Plains, New York, at the age of 94.
There you go.
you go.
It's 2009 or 19? 09, I think it was.
2009.
Yeah,
There you go.
that's
White artists that passed this year.
Les Paul. Go on.
Pretty Ricky. Do you know who Pretty Ricky is?
No.
He was born in 1980. Oh, fuck, I don't know.
Do you know who Adam Ant is?
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Ant music.
too, Adam Ant pleaded guilty to threatening drinkers at the Prince of Wales pub in London in January this year, or in 2002. The former 1980s pop star had returned to the bar with a starting pistol after being refused entry. He had also thrown a car alternator through the window of the pub.
Where the hell would he have gotten an alternator from?
A car?
Sorry,
And a
car.
starter's pistol.
Ant music. Dun, dun, dun. What was his hit? He had one real big hit apart from Ant music. I can't remember it.
That was about the only song that I can
No, he
think
had
of.
2 hits, but one was bigger. The other one, I can't remember.
1999,
Prince
Slash,
Charming.
ex-Guns N' Roses member Slash was arrested, accused of assaulting his girlfriend at his Sunset Boulevard recording studio by LA County Sheriff's deputies. He was released on bail.
I remember that.
There's a few things that have gone on. What else we got?
The Supremes recorded Baby Love in 1964.
Yeah, right. What else? We got members from Oasis and The Verve were arrested after smashing up a hotel bar and breaking into a church to steal communion wine. Both bands have been appearing at Hultsfred Festival in Sweden.
There you go.
Yeah.
Smash and
Sorry, Gary. The other song from Adam and Ant was "Stand and Deliver."
Prince Charming, Prince
There you go.
Charming. Yes, it was. That's the song. Thank you.
Yep.
Um,
Actually, sorry. Before you go on, talking about before, because we're actually nearly finished now. You were talking about beer before, Gary. Did you see what they've released? VB perfume or VB aftershave. Sorry.
really?
Crown Lager aftershave. I'll be wearing that. I've worn it. A couple of people I've been with have worn that aftershave as a result
Crown
of it.
Lager
Yeah.
or VB.
What was Rhiannon? Rhiannon, the sound lady at Musicland, audio engineer.
Yeah.
Walked up behind her one day while she was on the desk, tripped and tipped my crownie over her hair.
Oh, that's right.
She smelled like Crown Lager aftershave.
Wow.
Do you reckon it'd be like the bottom of the bins at Musicland? That's what the VB aftershave would smell like.
That's
that
horrible.
vinegary hue.
Why would you have
Yes,
a VB
aftershave is the thing.
Wow.
They actually would.
All you
Yeah,
need
they
is
were
like
actually playing it today on the news.
all you need
No.
is a smoke
like-
spray, and you've got the whole kit and caboodle.
It's like I might release one called Essence of Moldy Crutch.
Essence of moldy crutch.
It's like, what are you
It's
going to do?
gonna
You
smell
got,
cheesy.
you got beer, you might as well have something to match. I don't know.
Is it gonna smell cheesy or yeasty?
Hang on. Hang on. You can't say that, Gary. Somebody should have stopped me halfway through that.
VB aftershave.
Can't be worse than garlic Coca-Cola.
What?
That's
Oh,
what Adrian
garlic
Duffield said.
Coca-Cola.
Yeah,
No.
Is that a thing?
it must be. It's what Adrian Duffield said.
My mum spent her whole life, actually it wasn't my mum, it was my ex. My ex spent her whole life wandering from bar to bar. But she never found me.
Yeah.
I kept one bar in front of her.
I think it's time to go.
I'm getting
I think
delirious.
it's time to go.
Yeah.
Ooh, wow. Ooh. Are we going to start singing that at the end of each show? Ooh,
Kumbaya.
wow. Hey?
Kumbaya, kumbaya, my lord.
What was that Johnny Young song?
Close your eyes.
Eyes and I'll miss you.
Actually, that's a good
Tomorrow
point.
I'll kiss
I'll miss you.
Hey?
Sherry says, "What happens if you get pulled over and you've got the smell of VB on you,
That always happens.
but you haven't been
You
drinking?"
can get it any old how. Matter of fact, you smell like a rubbish bin now.
Yuck.
That's like when that little. It's like when,
Urinal cake soap on a rope. You get the whole experience at home.
That's sickening.
The ultimate bar package for your bathroom. You'll have Winfield blue deodorant, VB aftershave, but before that, you have to clean yourself with a urinal cake soap on a rope. All this, but wait, there's more. Get yourself one pack. Not only one, you'll get 2 packs of urinal cake soaps just for free.
I wash myself with urinal cake on a stick.
an underarm deodorant, essence of moldy crutch.
Essence of moldy crutch.
Oh, yuck.
Can we go?
Yeah, I think it's time to go.
I will send to you.
Thanks, everyone, for joining us.
Oh my.
Good night, Australia. Exactly.
Good night, Australia. Darling, I'll be true. Say goodbye. And
You
I'll
done?
kiss you.
Tomorrow I'll miss you.
Remember,
I'll always be true.
stupid noise coming up.